All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about a skill that is so fundamental that without it, everything else just kind of falls apart. I'm talking brilliant strategies, super talented teams, poof. It's like the invisible architecture of all great leadership. So yeah, let's get into it.
So what are we talking about here? What's this one magic skill? You might think it's, being a genius strategist or knowing your tech inside and out, or maybe being a project management wizard. And look, all that stuff is super important, don't get me wrong, but there's one skill that's kind of like the operating system that makes all those other programs run.
Yep, it's communication. But hold on, I don't just mean, talking at people. Not at all. We're talking about communication as the bedrock, the absolute foundation, the thing everything else gets built on. You get that wrong? Well, the whole structure is wobbly from the start. And that brings us right to our first big idea here. To really get this, you have to stop thinking of communication as just another tool in your toolbox. Instead, think of it as the supervisor's cornerstone. So what does that actually mean? Let's break it down.
Okay, picture this. You're building a house, right? The very first stone you lay is the cornerstone. Everything else, every other wall, every beam, it all lines up with that one stone. That's what powerful communication is for a supervisor. It's your reference point, it's how you set direction, get everyone on the same page, and create the stability you need for everything. From setting expectations clear as day to navigating tricky conflicts.
So if communication is the big cornerstone, what are the actual bricks and mortar? The stuff you use to build out that foundation? Well, it really boils down to two fundamental skills that have to work together: listening and clarity. And I love this distinction because it's so true. Most of us, if we're being honest, spend our days just passively hearing. The sound goes in our ears, sure, but our brain is just waiting for our turn to talk. Active listening, that's a completely different ballgame. It's not about waiting, it's about wanting to understand. It's about getting where the other person is coming from. And that, right there, is where genuine connection starts. Okay, so how do you actually do it? First things first, focus. For real, put the phone away, turn away from your screen. Give that person your full, undivided attention. Then you ask questions, not to poke holes, but to clarify. It shows you're actually listening and helps you make sure you're on the same page. And last, you've got to show some empathy. Just acknowledge their point of view. You don't have to agree with it, but you have to show you hear it. But hey, it's a two-way street, right? Listening is only half of it. After you've listened and you really understand, what you say next has to be crystal clear. I mean, fuzzy instructions, mixed messages, that's just a recipe for chaos, and it totally erodes trust. Clarity and active listening, they're partners in crime. But we're not done yet. Just being a clear talker and a good listener, that's the mechanics. The great supervisors, they go deeper. They master the human element, and that's all about two big ideas: empathy and adaptation.
So, empathy. What is it really? It's that ability to try and step into someone else's shoes just for a moment and see things from their perspective. And look, it's not about saying you're right. It's about saying, I understand. It really is the engine of connection. It's the secret sauce that transforms a you work for me relationship into one built on actual trust.
And this leads to a super important point. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to great communication. You just can't talk to everyone on your team the exact same way. Think about it. You've got different personalities. People are motivated by different things. Some people need the bottom line, others need the full story. So what does that mean for you? It means you have to level up your skills. You've got to learn to read the room, Pay attention to body language, the tone of voice. You need to develop the instinct for when someone needs you to be super direct and when someone else needs a more gentle, encouraging chat. And of course, you're going to talk differently in a crisis than you would in a relaxed coaching session. It's all about adapting. Okay, so let's put it all together. Let's take all these skills we've been talking about, listening, clarity, empathy, adaptation, and see how they play out in what is, let's be honest, one of the toughest parts of being a supervisor: giving and getting feedback. It's funny. We usually think of feedback as a one-way street, something we give to our team. But that's only half the picture. To give feedback well, yeah, you need that clarity and empathy we talked about. But to receive it well, to take it in with curiosity instead of getting defensive, that's how you show your whole team what a real culture of growth looks like.
And this gets to a really crucial point. Think about the questions you ask. Are they opening people up or are they shutting them down? It's the difference between saying, "Why'd you do it like that?" which immediately puts someone on the defensive, and asking something like, "Hey, can you walk me through your thinking here?" See the difference?
One shuts the door, the other opens it wide and helps you unlock their potential.
All right, this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the big payoff. What's the ultimate goal of getting all this right? This is where you stop being just a manager, someone who just assigns tasks, and you become a real motivator, a leader who actually inspires people.
Because let's be real, just sharing information, that's the absolute baseline. That's just management 101. But great leadership, great supervision, it uses communication for so much more.
I like to think of it like climbing a ladder. The bottom rung is just to inform. That's the basic stuff. But then you climb a little higher and you start to inspire people with a shared vision. Then you climb again and you motivate them to really bring their A game. And at the very, very top, that's where you use communication to build deep, lasting trust. That's the real game changer.
So, as we wrap this up, it's pretty clear, right? Communication isn't just a nice to have. It's the whole foundation. So the real question isn't if you should work on it, but what you should work on. Looking back at everything we've touched on, from active listening and clarity to empathy and feedback, I want you to think, which one of those skills are you going to start working on today?